Hello guys, this is Elena and the books I read in the second part of January. Well, in the beginning of the month I was pretty drawing into the reading and completed 6 books. You can check them out here, and then only 2 books happened, so I decided I will fed this video up with my December reads, my December wrap-up that is still pending. I hope that's fine, so let me show you these books. The penultimate book of the month was The Achilles Song by Madeline Miller, and I'm sure you heard about this book trillion times, and you know that it's a retelling of Achilles' myth that elaborates more on his personality, on his youth, and on his relationship with Patroclus. By the way, the story is told from perspective of Patroclus, and if only Madeline Miller was an author of the story itself, I would say that she's a genius and she created like amazing story of faith and destiny. But since it's not the case, I can only judge the retelling as itself, and I must stress that I can see how much effort she put into the book. The great job is done, I can feel it, and it was also pretty educational. In Russia we study Greek mythology in school, but lots of memories are vanished, so it was pretty awesome relearning. But I didn't get what was the intention of the author with this book. If you want us to retell the myth and legends, then why we have so much romance in it? And I can say that the romance is that well developed and felt solid. But if you want to write about romance and use legends and mythology as decoration, then she should have less focus on mythology and bring the story of a love in front. So I just didn't feel this balanced enough, and I'm comparing to Sorcy, written by the same author. In here she managed really to tell us a great story about personality, and the retelling was amazing. Educational level was like outstanding, and she managed to bring this balance and harmony between personal and mythological stories in here, and I didn't find it in this book, and maybe that's why I feel a bit disappointed. But overall it's a good book, it's a good read, even though I'm a bit confused what was the author idea initially. And then, thanks to you guys and to your reviews, I got to know the book Where the Crawdads Sing, and still, even now, even in Russian, I cannot find an adjective that would explain what this book is. I guess it's a combination of this. Here we got to know a story of a girl, Kia, who lives in a dysfunctional family somewhere in Marsh, and since early age she will have to start taking care of herself, of the house. She will have to get food on her plate, and basically she will be only one responsible for her upbringing. And living into the woods in swamps will of course make her fretful and vigilant, and she will be friends basically with the free people and her boat. And I believe that the boat is her best friend, and if only she didn't have it, she would be like a completely different person. So this is a story about formation and loneliness and like togetherness, and at the same time about disengagement. So you just name it, you have it. It's about a friendship and family, and there is a thriller. Like, you can find everything in here, but it's all so well written and combined that you will not feel confused. And if you ask me what a good novel looks like, I will say this is a good this one is good example, and I would love to have more books like that on my shelf. So if you know something alike, please do let me know. I would love to read something alike very soon. Now a quick fire recap of my December reads. I hope you will not mind that I will read my memories from my journal. So the first one was Green Glass House, and this book was so famous, so I'm sure you can recognize it even in the Russian edition by the cover. And this is a story of a Milo and his parents that run a hotel for smugglers somewhere on the top of the hill, and around the Christmas they are usually empty and just celebrate, like 3 of them celebrate the Christmas. But not that one Christmas, but then a few guests appeared, and they all definitely connected with some mystery story, and so Milo will try to discover what they're hiding. So what I wrote about this as a feeling: it's wonderful middle grade Christmas detective. I enjoyed it even more than The Murder on Oriental Express, speaking of detectives. The mentions of chocolates and glasses are magical, and the cover finally adds 100 points to the book. In every chapter there is something that made a peek at the there is something that made me to peek into the cover, because they move a lot around the book, and I always like peek and like say, they're here, they're there. So it's totally covered by, and it was worth it, like 100% worth it. And the book is a perfect pick for somewhat slow reading wise, and fast pre-holiday wise time or winter time. You close the book and happily rush back to open it up again. It's 5 stars for the middle grade, and I still have the same feelings about this book. Then we had Why Did I Close It? Oh, don't fly. Then I read One Day in December, and again it was so hyped in booktube, and lots of people said that it has a vibe of my favorite movie, Love Actually, and this is the only reason I bought it. So this is a story of a girl who is stuck in a very packed bus, and through the window she sees a guy on a bus stop, and it's like love from the first sight. But guy didn't get into the bus, and she left. And then for the years she will be trying to find him, and she will not, until her best friend brings her new boyfriend to the party, and yeah, we know who this guy will be. And then we will follow the story for like next 10 years and see how the interaction will be. What I wrote, nope, it's nowhere close to Love Actually, maybe a tiny teeny of One Day, which I love as much. The main character was not that good to be in love with him for 10 years. Maybe I would love a movie. Alright, still have the same feelings about the books. And then I read the book of Hugo. Pre-story. Last year I read and loved Lucky. It was so fun. This Mike Viking, he is like CEO of the CEO of the Happiness Research Institute, and I think it's my dream job. So this book was so amazing, fun, interesting. He has a great sense of humor. I would really like to have a drink or two with this guy to talk about the life and happiness. And then I thought that I should read the Hugo. So I read it, and I couldn't say that I loved it that much, because it was more about attributes, about the coziness, and a bit repetitive at times, but still it has like great papers, like great, the paper is great, illustrations, and everything inside is just amazing. I love just visually, and it's super aesthetical, so I love aesthetics of it. But if talking about the content, I really like suggest to get Lucky instead of Hugo. And I guess it's pretty the same text. Okay, and the last one, I liked it, but I sold it. It was My Name is Red by Pamuk, Turkish author. I'm still trying to understand whether I like him or not, because his books are always good but too direct to me. And what I wrote, first of all, this is a story of murder of one artist who was working together with another artist on illustrations for some mystical book for the Sultan in the 16th century. And so he got murdered, and people try to discover who is the murderer. And the murderer will also talk with us in the book and say, so do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Did you guess? I didn't guess till the end, but what I felt about the book is, if I remember it right, and I was remembering it right, Pamuk fancied drawing when he was a kid, so this book is him paying homage to Osman fine arts and just partially detective. I like the detective line, and there are a few interesting parts on Osman, vs Europe art styles. Was also surprised by the fact that I always knew on the back of my mind that shadowing makes a picture looks real, that it's a shadow that makes a picture looks real. With Pamuk, I also have a question. Why do you drag your books? They are great, but unnecessarily long at the end, and I still have the same feeling. What I would really suggest, maybe not to read this book if you're not into the arts and drawing and painting, but check out, it will be here, right? It will be here. Guys, somewhere here, I again lost where will it be. The link on how the cover for this book was created, I believe for the US edition. And it was this video when I seen this book, and it was mere cover by. And if only I haven't seen the history behind the cover, I wouldn't get this book. But still, this is a very interesting and entertaining video. If you love book covers, please check it out. Don't miss it out. Maybe this is the most information part of this entire video. So I'm saying bye bye for now. I will see you very soon, and I don't want to jinx on it, but you notice that I post in Russian as well, and I think that I will post in Portuguese as well, because, well, this is my diary. I do what I want. So please don't feel the bad Please don't hit the bell if you don't want to get notified on all the mess that is happening here. But if you stay around and talk to me, I will really, really appreciate it. And I'm all blushing because I'm shy girl and very coy. And I'm saying bye bye for now before I turn into tomato. Bye.